Cover your... Nope, no peeking! No peeking!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I am.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen grew up in the spotlight. However, their journey to stardom wasn't smooth sailing. Did you know their acting careers were pretty much forced upon them, or that their co-stars tried to get them fired? Let's dive into the lives of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. The road to stardom. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's fame was sort of an accident. They lived in a high-class neighborhood in Hollywood, so stardom was already knocking at their door. The twins' mother, Jarnette, sent a picture of the girls to a casting agency that she knew just to see what would happen. The twins were still infants at the time, and they were only legally able to work for 20 minutes at a time. Luckily for the twins looking identical, it gave them a total of 40 minutes. However, they didn't always like it. Mary-Kate and Ashley started working at just 6 months old. During that time, they landed the iconic role of Michelle Tanner on the hit show Full House. They would take turns on the screen. One would do schoolwork, the other would be on set. However, their co-star and heartthrob, John Stamos, wasn't their biggest fan. In an interview, John admitted to trying to fire the Olsen twins. He says a lot of the time they were crying and it was hard to get the shot. The producers of the show brought on a pair of different twins, but that didn't work. Sorry, Stamos, the twins were there to stay. When the reboot of the show was announced, the Olsen twins said they had no idea the show was returning. Could there still have been some drama between the girls and Uncle Jesse? John shut all the rumors down. When he appeared on the Today Show back in 2015, he cleared up all the drama.
They're fully welcome anytime. I love them, and there was a lot of, I think, miscommunication in the press and stuff. I mean, I talked to them. I understood why they didn't want to come back. I mean, they just have big lives. They haven't acted in a while. But I love them dearly, and they're always welcome on our show.
It was never clear if Mary-Kate and Ashley actually enjoyed acting or if they were just stuck in it. In an interview in 2010, Mary-Kate revealed that she and Ashley felt like little monkey performers. I look at old photos of me and I don't feel connected to them at all. I would never wish my upbringing on anyone. Could their fame really be that bad? All eyes on the Olsen twins. After Full House came to an end, the careers of Mary-Kate and Ashley were just getting started. They starred in many more TV shows and movies, and even had their own television show called So Little Time from 2001 to 2002. The last film the two starred in together was The New York Minute back in 2004. After that, they took a break from acting to focus on school. But would we ever see them act again? Mary-Kate returned to the big screen to star alongside Vanessa Hudgens and Alex Pettyfer in the film Beastly in 2011. Ashley, on the other hand, felt no need to return to her old life as an actress. So we don't blame her for not wanting to come back to the big screen, because with this much attention comes things they can't control. Growing up, they were being followed by paparazzi and were asked really personal questions at a young age. In fact, the twins had to deal with creepy men that were counting down the days till their 18th birthday. The two acknowledged that it just came with the territory of being in the spotlight. They have a point there, but that doesn't mean it's not upsetting or that it's right. The Olsen twins have also had to put up with awkward interviews too. In an interview with Oprah back in 2004, rumors were flying about Mary-Kate starving herself. Leave it to Oprah to ask hard-hitting questions, but we think she went too far on this one. When asked about the rumors of her not eating, Mary-Kate answered very professionally.
Yeah, you know, people are going to write what they want to write. We try not to read the good or the bad because it just kind of comes with the territory. You know, either you're too fat, you're too skinny.
But when Oprah interrupted her and asked her what size she was, the twins were thrown off.
And people are just going to write what they
What size are you, by the way?
Size.
Yeah, I always like to
really
know.
sure.
You're not sure?
Girls and, you know.
That's so interesting.
Even if the rumors weren't true, this question was very triggering. But that wasn't the last time they would be asked something like this. In an interview with Rolling Stone magazine, Ashley confessed to getting really angry when a journalist asked her about her virginity. She said, "That's personal. Why would you be asking a 16-year-old that question in the first place?" Things took a turn for the twins when they started seeing paparazzi pictures of them on vacation wearing bikinis. It was Ashley's worst nightmare. They were still young girls. Wasn't it weird to follow them around? Everyone deserves their privacy. Mary-Kate's intervention. As fans of the Olsen twins were at home watching their movies, Mary-Kate was dealing with something extremely serious. False rumors were floating around about how a possible drug addiction based on pictures of Mary-Kate seen constantly at parties. However, she was really struggling with her weight. But that wasn't going to stop the Olsen twins from being America's favorite twins. When they hosted SNL back in 2004, Mary-Kate and Ashley poked fun at their weight by playing paparazzi in a skit, shouting,
Are you hungry? You're too skinny. Eat a sandwich.
when in reality, Mary-Kate was actually struggling to eat behind the scenes. She didn't get the treatment she needed until she was faced with an intervention. Mary-Kate's father and therapist committed her to a treatment facility in Sundance, Utah, right after she graduated high school. The twins had already been accepted to NYU to continue their academics, but her parents thought she needed to get the right help before she left. There was no single incident that caused her team to push her into treatment. The problem was just getting worse. Sources say that they motivated the star to eat following a minor car accident she had. They reportedly took away her car until she gained weight. Another source within the family said they had hired someone to monitor her eating. At the time of the intervention, Mary-Kate was 17, which meant she wasn't in complete control of her life. However, she chose to continue treatment during her first semester at NYU. The only time Mary-Kate has talked about her disorder was in an interview with Elle back in 2008. She never confirmed it, but she said asking for help and being honest with yourself were the hardest part. I do not want to go through my life with my eyes shut. College life. Mary-Kate and Ashley had always wanted to continue their education journey by going to college. However, that didn't last long because it was hard to find privacy. You would never find these stars in college dorms, so they bought a $7.3 million penthouse, which they never moved into. Rumors were flying around again, saying that the twins were so over their college life. Mary-Kate was caught allegedly skipping classes and apparently toying around with the idea of doing some sort of independent study that would allow her to bounce back and forth between New York and Los Angeles. This wasn't the worst of it all. In 2008, The Hills reality star Spencer Pratt sold a picture of Mary-Kate at a high school party for $50,000. It's not the most flattering picture, but it's typical Spencer Pratt nature to do something like this. And thus, the Spencer Pratt and Mary-Kate feud began. When she appeared on David Letterman's talk show, his name was brought up, but Mary-Kate doesn't have anything negative to say. She let Letterman take a swing. Spencer, on the other hand, couldn't keep his mouth shut. After seeing the interview, he let it all out by saying, "I don't really get why she'd use my name to get press for her little indie film that no one's going to see. I know I've made it in Hollywood when a famous troll is talking about me on Letterman. I forgive her though. She's had to go through life as the less cute twin, which must be tough." Once the drama died out, Ashley soon followed in her sister's footsteps, and they both dropped out of college. The twins no longer felt safe attending school, and other students around them were following Spencer's doing by selling stories of them to the tabloids. Sure, it sucked, but in reality, these girls already had their clothing line, The Row, up and running. They were set in life. Goodbye, public eye. The twins might have made a lot of money, but they have now become the Hollywood enigma. It's very rare if you catch these two, or even one of them, in an interview. They have disguised themselves in oversized clothes and glasses to hide their faces. If we ever see them, it's strictly all business and no personal talk. They've also sheltered themselves away from social media. They refuse to become social media influencers and prefer to be behind the camera. The twins made their statement in Elle magazine back in 2012, saying they would not return to acting. Ashley said, "I don't have to be a pretty face. I've done that, but now it's important and liberating to be on the other side of the lens. I don't like to be the center of attention anymore." She added that she's still interested in Hollywood, but that if she ever gets back in, it's not going to be as an actress. Imagine the Olsen twins as directors. Maybe their sister Elizabeth could star in it, as she is the only one in the family who's acting. Elizabeth shares similarities with her sister in her sudden rise to fame. We've seen her in movies such as Ingrid Goes West, Avengers Endgame, and her most recent project, WandaVision. In an interview back in 2017, Elizabeth revealed that Mary-Kate and Ashley told her to be careful with what she shares with the press. Elizabeth says, "I was not caring about what I was saying because I'd assumed no one would read it." Her sisters would say, "You know, even if you don't think anyone's going to read this article, someone might pull the quote later. It's all part of how you hope someone interprets you and how they frame who you are and the work you do." Sounds like really good advice, and they definitely know a thing or two about being in the tabloids. Are you surprised by the life of the Olsen twins? What stood out to you the most? Do you think they'll ever return to acting? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.